Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. In today's presentation, I'm going to present my research on impact of remote work on Canadian businesses. Let's start from the executive summary. The study examines the effect of remote work on Canadian businesses after the pandemic, emphasizing employee performance and health. One of the present-day problems is how to cope up with decreased attention levels among staff members. In the era of remote work, that may result in lower employee engagement, reduced feeling of psychological safety and health, and increased exposure to internet security threats. Harnessing the benefits of remote work provides the opportunity to yield cost savings, increased productivity, and access to a diverse talent pool. The proposed solution comprises intensive investigations incorporating two approaches, qualitative and quantitative. Remote work is an increasingly important phenomenon for businesses in Canada, fueled by technological development in particular, but amplified mainly by the widespread COVID-19 outbreak globally. This study becomes crucial as people are increasingly working remotely than ever before. Remote work therefore becomes essential for Canadian organizations in comprehending the dynamics, opportunities, and threats that come with this new era. This study will contribute to the debate on the future of work in Canada. It illuminates subtle complexities entailing remote work for business persons and policymakers while devising practical solutions that can be implemented competently and addressing the changing dynamics. It is a timely inquiry into the transforming paradigm of labor in Canada, which will influence the country's ability to weather economic conditions in the future. Literature review trends and advantages of remote work in Canada. Adoption of remote work has increased in Canada, enhanced by technological innovations and an expected impetus from COVID-19 crisis. According to the Glacier, 80% of workers worked in offices, which changed so that only 27% worked in offices during COVID-19. Cost efficiency is one of the main benefits Canadian businesses get when they embrace remote work. Reduce expenditure on rents, power needs, and transport enables companies to redirect those funds towards improving performance. The challenges, regulatory issues, and technologies in remote work. Remote work has many advantages as well as disadvantages. Issues about employee isolation and difficulty maintaining work-life boundaries are evident. However, this legality of work at home within Canada mostly depends on provincial legislation. Some provinces like Ontario, Alberta, and British Columbia have included remote work in their legislation. However, it still legally leaves some gray areas. Success in remote work depends on fast internet facilities and cloud systems such as MS Teams and Zoom. The research paper emphasizes the importance of robust cyber security mechanism to prevent possible risks and data compromise. Let's move towards the employee perspectives, research methodologies, and gaps in literature. Results of surveys by the Angus Reid Institute and Statistics Canada reveal that employee perceptions regarding remote work differ. Shopify offers a good illustration of a business that succeeds remotely thanks to its remote operational concepts. Extensive reviews have been carried out on productivity, satisfaction, and cost-cutting measures through the mixed methods approach, such as biased survey responses and flexible research method in the fast-changing scenarios of the COVID-19 era. The literature highlights the need for more comprehensive literature about the long-term socio-psychological implication of working remotely regarding specific sectors such as banking and healthcare. It also argues that a specialized set of regulations exists for small business organizations. Let's move towards research objectives. The study explores the effect of remote work on the productivity in Canada's economy, concentrating on production performance, labor health, and fiscal matters. It focuses on variables contributions to productivity and looks at physical wellness, including work-life balance, stress, business costs, traffic congestion, and urbanization. This study looks at the legislation of remote work, technology infrastructure, and scientific evidence for policymakers and organizations in emerging digital world that is increasingly evolving, thus giving more perspectives to enhance the current strategy for Canadian firms to succeed in the changing environment. Let's move further towards methodology overview. Structured surveys of a heterogeneous population of Canadian employees for qualification purposes related to productivity, work-life balance, and generate state of health, gather performance indicators, and process information from different Canadian firms to study the impact of remote work on the economy. Carrying out in-depth, in-person interviews with employees, managers, and policymakers for collecting qualitative data on individuals' experience with difficulties associated with and advantages of working remotely. A deeper examination of particular Canadian firms like Shopify will offer detailed quantitative information on remote work practices coupled with results. Let's move towards analytical techniques and mitigation strategies. Thematic analysis of interview and focus group data to reveal repeat thematic themes, patterns, and qualitative findings. Comparisons across varying organizations, learning best practices, and identifying distinct practices. Using multiple variables involving industry, company size, and region issues to overcome it, and recognizing possible difficulties in securing organizational data and tackling it through cooperation with business ready to offer appropriate information or public data provided for such purposes. Considering the flexibility of remote work tendencies after COVID-19, continuous reviews should be implemented so that the study remains current and up to date with developing circumstances. Adopting a mixed method approach involving quantitative and qualitative data and applying rigorous analytical procedures, this research seeks to comprehensively understand the effect of remote work on Canadian businesses by identifying any weaknesses that may affect the validity and reliability of this study. The expecting results and analysis, the study would be expected to reveal vital findings about the different ways in which remote work affects the performance of Canadian institutions. Regarding productivity, it should be more intricate here, indicating factors boosting and hindering workers' performance when working remotely. The focus here is employee well-being, and we expect to reveal the impact of remote work on Canadian employees' psychological and physical health. We shall employ thematic analysis of quantitative data from interviews and case studies to give a detailed viewpoint on work-life imbalance, stressors, and probable burnout. The comparatively study will help identify loopholes while ascertaining the efficiency of electronic system in facilitating remote work. The findings can act as guided principles for management, creating an atmosphere accommodating flexible working conditions. This research aims to make suggestions to help Canadian companies overcome the complexities of managing virtual operations. Let's move towards the conclusion. Remote work significantly affects Canada's economy regarding productivity levels, workers' health, economic outcomes, legislation systems in businesses, and technological support for working online. The study adopts a mixed method approach that uses quantitative and qualitative analysis to the mystery surrounding the remote work phenomena. These anticipated outcomes include an appreciation of production cycle variability, employee welfare regarding workload or stress factors, and economic impacts, all of great value to business stakeholders and policymakers. The study will provide evidence-based suggestions to help organizations create effective remote policies, enhance workers' well-being, and address emerging problems. This is the proposed timeline for research, like 1 month for project initiation, the second 2 months for data collection preparation, and all along the way. So the proposed timeline, it will be, for 23 months. It's sufficient to allow adequate time for data collection, analysis, and synthesis. And the proposed timeline of 23 months is sufficient. So it considers the complexities and qualitative and quantitative approaches to explore the effect of remote work on Canadian companies. Unforeseen problems have been addressed by introducing regular checkpoints and incorporating flexibility into the schedule to ensure quality is maintained in this research. These are the references, and thank you so much for watching this presentation. Thanks a lot.